Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Before We Leave. Hope everyone is doing great today. I know that I am. Today is June the 22nd of 2020. We're jumping right back on into things today. So, where we last left off, we did a bunch of stuff on our Mars planet, on our snow colony, actually to be specific. We did a lot of focus around getting our happiness levels up over there. Because our peeps were suffering, we weren't getting a lot done over there, unfortunately, because of the snow and cold environment. They were moving a lot slower. So we got down a tailor and a weaver, and we needed to upgrade both of those so that they were the next tier using gadgets, which we got going either in the last episode or the episode before. We got our gadgets up and running from the electronics farm we have on our snow colony. And so we upgraded those bad boys so we could be making good clothing over there so that our peeps could gain a little bit more happiness, which is ultimately what we want. We want them to be able to move quicker, be happy, and be able to produce the resources that we need. Now, I mentioned at the end of the last episode, one of the options for this episode might be going out and looking for a new colony to settle with. Let's pause the game really quickly here. I'm probably not going to get to it today because I have a few other things that we want to address. So first and foremost, we're running low on food on this island. Yes, on this island, we are having a hard time with food, surprisingly. If we take a peek here in our food storage, we have 18 water. Currently, we have 18 fruit, and we have 4 smoothies, which both of them give our peeps really good happiness. However, that's just not enough. I logged in today, I did a little bit of catching up on my own, went through some notifications on what was going on in our system, and it kept popping up that our peeps on this island were not getting food, which is not good. Obviously, we want them to have food and water, the basic necessities here. So we do have, 6 orchards up and running here. We could actually probably put one in right there. I don't know why we don't have one there yet. Maybe there was some research there that we needed to wait to have it cleared up first and foremost. But the other thing that we could put on this island, because it does have grass, is wheat. And we could get into cooking, which I did mention in the last episode. But I think first what we should do is put it into first gear here. And then let's take a peek at maybe upgrading these bad boys, our orchards. Let's see what it's going to take. Oh, it only takes 1 gadget per. So why don't we upgrade all of these? Because we should realistically have enough gadgets. Yeah, we got 13 gadgets, which is plenty. And I think that ultimately that will be very, very good to increase our production. Now, we do have 44 peeps on our first island here, which is quite a lot. We're approaching to one of the highest levels of peeps that we've had. On our first island, I believe on Earth planet, we did get up to 50 so that we could continue on the progression, because they wanted us to have 50 peeps before we departed the planet. But I mean, 44 is quite a bit, and I feel like we might need to have more relatively soon if we do get into planting wheat, which is actually probably what we will ultimately end up doing here, is getting some wheat farms going. This is one of the bigger islands that we have had availability to thus far. And I think it makes sense to utilize its space and produce as much resources as we possibly can. Yeah, see, we get this peeps getting hungry. And it's actually typically this one that has a problem with it. If we take a peek here, I mean, our food, we have a decent amount of fruit stored, but our smoothies are pretty much all gone. And yeah, these guys are not happy. They don't have food, they say. So it's a little weird in between, where they're saying they don't have food, but really we do have a little bit stored up. So I'm thinking just getting a different source of food on this island could be very, very beneficial. The other thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take a peek at research. So we did finish up some of the research we had going. We got music up and going here. We also did the baking, which is pretty cool. And then we got automation done as well, which automation allows upgrading buildings, which increases the production speed, which we were kind of doing a little bit of. But I'm guessing you'd see it more in something like this, the smoothie shop, where you could upgrade it to increase production here. You do need tea for this one, though. Tea, 2 smoothies. You do need a little bit of glass for it. But that would be kind of cool to have. But again, I think baking first and foremost. Let's get something different in the mix here. So let's get a road going straight down here. And maybe we should have it kind of tilt her this way in general. So let's nix out a bunch of these trees here. As nice as they are, and I like to have them here for our woodcutter, realistically, we need to clear up some space. Because we're expanding over here. Because this is where we've ultimately set up for the time being. So we're going to continue our road this way. And maybe we'll continue it out just like so. That should work decently fine there. Really what we should have going on is this keeps coming down and then go over like that. But it would connect weird anyway. The connections of roads in this game do bother me a little bit. I wish there was an option where you could deselect the connection of some kind. But that's okay. It is what it is. So, I was saying wheat. We want to get some wheat going. That would be pretty cool. We also aren't able to do cows yet. We can't do cows. Oh, and we can't actually do wheat either. This island lacks what we need for wheat. So that actually kind of nixes my idea out of doing wheat. And obviously our snow island is not going to be any better. So maybe we do need to get a scouting ship up and going. I didn't even realize that. I thought we had everything we would need on this island for that. But maybe it's something different. So let's take a peek here. What do we need for a scout ship? Just a couple resources. That shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't take us too long to get that up and going. And then what we might want to do is actually upgrade another one of these houses so that we can hold some more peeps here. I'm guessing we're going to need more because we do have a school here, right? Yep, we have our school up there. And then I guess we should realistically start some research. A meeting square, salt removal. Maybe we should do salt removal. I have a feeling that it might be coming down the pipeline at some point. Or we could do apartments. Now, I'm not missing anything back here, right? Nope, not missing anything back that way. Maybe we will do the apartments. The space elevator is good as well. It allows the construction of a space elevator which feeds smaller space whales so they don't eat your planets, which could be kind of cool to do. But I think for the short term, let's do apartments. We'll do that one, and then we'll do the space elevator after that. We'll get it queued up, so we're good to go. And our scouting ship is ready to go. So let's take it out and try to find a new area. So I guess we have to come this way. This is really the only direction that we have left, is this part of the planet. And I'm guessing we're going to find our new island over this way. I mean, it's a good assumption since there's nowhere else that we could really go. But hopefully this other island offers maybe some different possibilities so that maybe we could get wheat up and going. Okay, I'm guessing it's going to be in this gap here, unless it's on the complete opposite side. All right, it's looking promising. We have a little bit of something right here. But it's extremely small if that's the island. I would not assume that's the island. Unless we might only have 2 islands on this planet. I think it is possible. Which, if that is the case, then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go out and find another planet. Not necessarily right now, but if we wanted to do wheat, we would have to go find another planet. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're not having any luck here. We have those over here, which are kind of off of our existing island there. It's not really anything. Unfortunately, we can't get those. But I think we've ultimately discovered everything over here. I mean, there's a little spot right here, which I guess we could send our ship to. But other than that, we've pretty much discovered everything. So that might just be a two island planet, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a bummer. I was kind of hoping for something more. Yeah, and then it looks like it. And okay, so technically this is a small little island here, but I don't even think we can colonize on it, can we? I think it's too small. Like, if I get up close to this, I mean, we can scout it out, but there really isn't anything on here for us. So maybe we just leave our scout ship for the time being. And, yeah, just leave it as is. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer. I was expecting maybe another island here, but it's more and more looking like we need to continue to a different planet in order for that to occur. Which would mean we need to go probably back to Earth and produce a new colony ship to go to a different planet. Oh, okay, that's a bit of a bummer. Well, let's address the food issue first, and then we'll jump back to Earth. As I think that is our main thing right now. I think getting some tea could be very good to do. Let's get another orchard, because we have that space right there now. And then maybe we'll put in 3 tea fields right here. Or just 2. Maybe we'll put in 2 tea fields there. And we'll want to make some space for those. Is this our food? Fruit and cotton. Yeah, so we have 3 going in here right now. Maybe we should add in our tea to be stored there as well. So that should get some stuff up and going. And as you can see, we have 48 out of 48 going. We did upgrade both of these houses there. So I'm guessing we're going to want to upgrade more to keep those going. Now, let's take a peek through. A lot of our research got completed. So let's see what options we have available to us now. So we do have apartments, which are pretty interesting. It takes 1 space. It's somewhere for your peeps to leave. Yep. Stores food and drink. Yep. And yeah, so pretty straightforward. It does take a lot more resources, I would say. You need, what, glass and steel for this, compared to the house. We also unlocked music, so sends out musicians to cheer up your peeps, which is kind of cool. I don't think we really need it on this island per se, but to get it on a different island, like our snow island, might be very beneficial to have. So let's actually take a look at our snow colony over here. So actually, it's kind of crazy. Everyone is now getting a lot more happy on our snow island because everyone is getting clothing, which is awesome. That is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted that good clothing going to good use. And yeah, so now we have the spotlight up. The spotlight is up and running, which is perfect. This is supposed to keep away the gremlins, and I'm a little curious if it is going to work or not. I kind of want to see it in action. But unfortunately, I think we have to wait until night. Oof, look at all this pollution this thing is creating. It's creating a ton of pollution up here. And our space elevator got completed. That's pretty cool. Okay, anyway, maybe we put music in here. Music might be useful. So it sends them out near the music, so sends out musicians. So it's not even like with the fountain, it needs to be close to everything. This, which I'm curious. Can I don't think, ooh, I can, somehow. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, I can't do that. And I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Maybe we'll put a musician here. We have plenty of space right here, so why not? And let's get it off of this one. Let's make this intersection more complicated than it even needs to be. We'll get this musician up and going on this island, which would be pretty cool. And see if that helps even more with the happiness on this island. I think most people on this island are happy now. I mean, obviously we're not getting the lights as much, or like the frowny faces as much, but at the same time, you know what? I feel like we should have put this over here. It should have been at like the main entryway where they come in, rather than being way out there. Because if we watch this guy, he's coming in. This is the gremlin. He's coming over. Okay, he avoided all of those. And he went way over there to that, which technically is in the realm, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know, maybe that logic isn't working just yet. But anywho, I'm blabbering on. So we do have, that's the mill, that's the baker. That is stuff that we need to have wheat for. And unfortunately, we don't have that right now. We do now have this space elevator, which, holy smokes, look at that. It takes 30 stone, 40 tools, 80 steel, and 10 glass. It takes 300 seconds to produce. Holy smokes, look at this bad boy. That is kind of crazy. Wow, okay. I just kind of wanted to, like, see it in a spot. I obviously can't place it there, but that's the space elevator. Wow, okay. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see. But yeah, you know what? It's kind of seeming like we don't really have many options now. We're kind of out of options for certain things here. And I think realistically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go back to Earth. And we're going to have to get another colony ship up and going and send it to a new planet. So let's get back to our first island here, the start. And we're going to want to make a new colony spaceship. Unfortunately, it does look like we have all the resources that we need for it. So let's just try it out. Or maybe we don't have the resources we need for it. Or maybe we can't do it from here. I'm quite confused. Interesting. So we need 50 fuel. Hang on, let's check this. Let's check what we have on this island. We have plenty of fuel. 30 boards. Got plenty of those. Tools. Plenty of tools. And then stone. Plenty of stone. So maybe you can only do one from each planet. Hang on. It popped up with something there. Not enough adults on this island to support construction. 50 are required, but only 42 are available. Okay. So that's what it is. We need to get more peeps going on this island. So let's upgrade that to a house. We'll probably just have to upgrade all of them to houses, realistically. And hopefully that doesn't take too many of our tools away. I think we still will have enough. We should still be fine. But once we get this up and going, we should be able to get to those 50 peeps, and then we should be able to get a new planet colonization ship up and going. Now I'm curious though, on this island, can we even do wheat? We cannot. We cannot do wheat, and we cannot do a farm of cows. So there must be a whole new type of island that can support that, that we have not discovered just yet. So I'm thinking the plan is, I'll cut away a little bit for a little bit here. I'll let everything run out, get those houses up and going, get the peeps populated, and then from there we will start the production on our new planetary colonization ship. Alright guys, so I spent a little bit of time getting things together, collecting resources, getting some stuff built, and as you can see, we're no longer on Earth. So I did run into a problem, which I think I can explain it, but maybe it's not 100% accurate. I could do a little bit of research later, but I think you can only create one colony ship per launch pad. So on our first island, we had sent one colony ship from our first island out into space to find Mars. Now that was the one that was part of the progression of the story on the main planet there on Earth. Now when I went to build another a actual colonization ship from our launch pad, it would not let me do it on Earth for whatever reason. I had enough peeps. I can even pause the game. I'll take you back down to Earth here and I'll show you. I just was having some issues with it. I made sure I had enough peeps and I made sure there were enough resources for everything, but I came into here and this is grayed out. I couldn't do it. You need 30 peeps. You need obviously enough people to actually get onto the ship. So you need 50 actually on the island, but then it takes only 30 of those. Then you need all of these resources here to actually build the ship, and then you need these as well. So 50 wood, 20 steel, 20 glass, and tools. 10 tools. We got plenty. We got 100 glass on this island. We got plenty of steel. We got plenty of resources, but for whatever reason, it won't let me launch a ship from this planet to a colony ship from this planet to discover another one. For whatever reason, I don't know if it is because we already launched one, even though we didn't build it in that launch pad. But since we had sent one from that planet, it will not let us. I don't know why. But for whatever reason, I was able to get one set up on our new planet, on Mars Colony 1 here, and I got everything made for it. I boosted our population up to 56. It did take away from that. It did take 30, but obviously we've started repopulating in the time frame that I've been talking here before I paused it. The other thing I wanted to bring up is this new discovery that we never had before, because we never really got to a high number of peeps on one specific island. There was never really a reason to, other than getting to that 50. So the discovery was, as the population of your town is growing, your peeps' expectations will start to grow too. When you reach certain thresholds, 60, 120, 180, and 240, you'll accumulate a happiness penalty, which you can offset by supplying your peeps with more and better things to make them happy. Better food and drink and other nice things. You can see where your island's population is compared to the thresholds in the peep info drop down on the toolbar. Now go and improve the lives of your peeps. So if we come up here, you can see it up here, the 60, the 120, the 180, and the 240. It's kind of interesting. Like, I don't see a reason why I would ever need to get to that amount of people on one specific island, especially if I can set up trade lines. I can set up food on different islands to go between things. Like, I really have never had a purpose to go up super high. Now on this island, it was probably the highest that we've had thus far, because we are producing a decent amount of food and such here. But with automation and everything, it kind of bumps that need for additional peeps even further down. So just something to keep in mind as you're playing. But we are going to launch our new colony ship. So here we go. It is taken off once again into outer space. I don't know if it's going to take us with it or if we're just on our own. Let's go to a system view. Where is it here? Where's our colony ship? Is this it? Yeah, the Flotsam. The Flotsam. So we could either go outwards again, or we could go inwards towards the towards the sun. Excuse me. I'm thinking we go inwards. Yeah, I think what it was is I have to hit colonize. Yep. And then you can select which one you want, in or out. We're gonna go in. I think it'd be kind of cool to go in, so let's try that. It should go here. I think it just takes a little bit of time. We just have to kind of kick it into 4th gear to get the ball rolling. And once we get to here, we're gonna name this one Venus. We're gonna keep going off of our solar system here, and hopefully we'll actually pop up with another one maybe a little bit closer, so we could actually have it accurate and be Mercury. Obviously the one closest to the sun. So we're getting there. It is gonna land and colonize. It'll be interesting to see where we land at, and we do need to keep the same premise in mind. It didn't pop up with anything else, so maybe we don't have another planet closer, which is a bit of a bummer. But we'll have to keep in mind our tools as well. So I do need to change the name of this, but this is interesting. Okay, it doesn't look any different than what we've seen before, except we have more technology to find here, and that's about it thus far. We didn't really get anything incredible, I would say. Nothing that's really stand out here. And I think, unfortunately, we're still in a place where we can't even put down wheat fields. I don't think we're in that option yet, which is a bit unfortunate. But maybe this planet will house an island that will actually allow us to do that. So let's get the ball rolling here. Let's not be in 4th gear. Let's kick it back down. We don't need that. Let's take a peek here. I do want to kind of set it up in a similar manner, like how we had it before, where we'll have these lines probably going this way. So let's nix out those. And we're going to have to nix out some of these trees as well. And I'm going to nix out all of those, just to make a decent amount of space here, so we can get some roads going in here. Because I think the way we had it on our Mars colony was really ideal. I think that was the way to go about it, to kind of have these loops and just have it loop around like that, and then make, you know, bigger or smaller loops depending on the space that we have available to us. So this one, this one would typically go out that way, but obviously we don't have that kind of space. So we could have something come this way and around. Yeah, like a little half circle here. We do need to nix this out here, and we'll nix out those. And luckily that doesn't take any real resources to get done. It's pretty straightforward. So once that's taken out, we can get our road in here, like so, and we'll kind of get the ball rolling there. And then we'll want another one here to come down like so, and then probably loop back in there, and then we'll probably have this one loop in over here, just because it is, well, we could actually have it come all the way down and loop in normally. But yeah, I think this is really one of the best setups you could do. So we'll get them to get those taken out, and then actually we need to take out more up here, right? We need this one taken out too. So let's get this road in here, and then we just need that one taken out, and we should be good to go. And there we go. We have our new colony up and going here. It looks a little bit silly to start with, but yeah, like I said, I think this really is one of the best layouts that you can go with when you are setting up like a grid. You're setting up a grid for a new island. This is probably the best that you can go with. So, but okay, let's get some stuff down, I guess. We only have 3 peeps on this island, so we do want to be mindful of everything. We do not have a trade ship yet set up here, but that is the nice thing. We could get one going. Now let me take a look here. We do have 30 tools, but before we can even do any of that, we have to have a library. There has to be a library before we can do any of that, and unfortunately we don't have that capability yet. Or no, we do have the capability for it. So let's make sure we get this placed in here. And I think really, where do I want most of my housing? I think most of the housing is going to be over this way, in this section here. And if anything, actually, what might be better is to have it kind of do a double, like kind of come over here and then come down this way instead, so that you can fit double the amount in here. But it is what it is. I'm just gonna stick this bad boy. We want it relatively close to everything, so let's just stick it, we could stick it right here for the time being. Right off the end there. And we need that going. I do want to change this. Well, we could just name it Island 1. We do need to go back to our system view and change the name of this planet. Oh, look at that. We did get a planet even closer to the sun, which is awesome. So now we can actually keep on the normal naming convention here. So Venus, let me just make sure. Yep, okay, cool. So now we have Venus, Earth, and Mars, which is pretty cool if I do say so myself. So yeah, we don't have, do we, oh, maybe we have to get houses set up right away. That's probably what our issue is. So let's get some houses set up. We're gonna have that one go there, so we'll have this one and then this one, just like so. And then we do want to knock out that. And this only takes wood, so that's not too bad. And we can get a woodcutter up and going here really quickly, so that we can get some more wood production rolling in here, because that's definitely what we need to have is more wood production. So there we go. We got 4 huts up and going right there on the water, which is pretty nice. Let us get a woodcutter up and going. Actually, we will want to kind of put him out in a good area where he'll be able to get a decent amount of wood. And actually, well, there's a lot right here, to be fair, but I have a feeling I'm going to want to, you know, utilize that space. So maybe what we should do is we'll nix this out. We'll nix this out because I want to continue in a somewhat straight line here. Unfortunately, we do need a bridge, that means, which is okay. We can do that. A very unnecessary bridge, but it looks cool. And I kind of want to maybe put one here as well. We'll kind of keep this going and then have 2 bridges there. I'll only put in the one for the time being, though. That's all we need for right now. So we'll get that up and going. It does take some tools, I realize. Yep, 3 tools. But we need to have a woodcutter going here. But we're slowly but surely getting there. We'll get kind of a somewhat okay shot here of our new island. This is our new home for the time being. But we are getting to that time. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap up pretty shortly here. I'll try to get this in and we'll get the woodcutter in and then we're going to wrap it there. So unfortunately, not a ton of exciting stuff that went on today. We did get our new landing pad set up on Mars so that we could build our colony ship, and we were able to colonize a new planet, Venus, which is pretty cool. But it is starting to feel like things are somewhat getting a tiny bit redundant on like how we're doing things. So we'll just kind of we'll keep playing for now. We'll see how things go. And then we'll just kind of go from there on how we want to handle the series, because once it starts getting repetitive, I mean, if you think about it, this is technically the 3rd planet that we have been on, where you pretty much start with the same thing. Now, this going to Mars was actually pretty interesting because you only had a set amount of resources to get you going right off the bat. And that's a little bit scary. I mean, only having a certain amount of tools and a certain amount of resources to really get your whole entire colony up and going can be a little bit frightful, especially if you put yourself in a tough situation where you have no other way to get those resources to that planet. It could very well end up being detrimental. So it was pretty fun, but now we're kind of back in the same boat and not finding a planet right off the bat that has different islands, different areas that we can grow. Maybe we could have cows, we could have wheat. Because we look in here, we're still in the same boat. No cows, no wheat. Can't do either of them here. So we kind of land back in the same position where we found ourselves before, which is that we just kind of keep on going with the same exact routine again and again, which is a little bit unfortunate. But maybe we'll do a little bit of work off camera before the next episode to try to just get things to a good place on this island so we don't have to be super repetitive on it. But we'll just see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. We did get our woodcutter up and going, so we're going to call it an episode there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. It helps me out a lot. You can also leave me a comment. Let me know what you're feeling on this series. We don't get a ton of views on it, but I know there are a few of you who are dedicated to watching it, and I really appreciate that. I really enjoy playing it. I think it's a really fun game. It has a lot of potential. There's definitely room to expand on it, but only time will tell on how that expansion could happen. They haven't announced anything for it yet. But anyway, I digress. If you're new to the channel, though, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. It'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted to the channel. But other than that, guys, thank you for sticking through till the end of the episode. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.